This video is for lesson 103 for our 6th grade math. We're looking at cross products and using cross products to complete proportions. We looked at proportions a couple days ago, and now we're going to do another test of seeing if proportions are correct. So remember, with our proportions, we have two fractions that are equal. So if we have the fraction 2/5 equals 4/10, this is a proportion because it's another way of stating the fraction. 2/5 is equal to 4/10 because if we were to reduce 4/10 to lowest terms, then we would divide 4 by 2, we would divide 10 by 2, and we'd get 2/5. So it's correct to say that 2/5 equals 4/10. So another way to determine if two fractions are equal is to see if the cross products are equal. The cross products of two fractions are found by crisscross multiplication. So usually when we multiply our fractions, we multiply our numerators together and our denominators together. So for this fraction, if we were multiplying, we'd have 2 times 4 equals 8, 5 times 10 equals 50. So we'd have 8/50ths, and we'd reduce for our final answer. In this case, we're going to crisscross multiply. So we would multiply 2 times 10 and 4 times 5. And the test of seeing if our proportion is true is to see if those crisscross products are equal. So we can see with the example on the board here, if we were to multiply 2 times 10, our answer would be 20. If we were to multiply 4 times 5, our answer would also be 20. Since the crisscross products are equal, 20 equals 20, we know that our proportion is correct. And we have the example given in your book there. We have 3/4 to 6/8. And remember how we say our proportions. We would read it 3 is to 4 as 6 is to 8. We're stating that they have the same relationship to each other. So they've crisscross multiplied 3 times 8 and 4 times 6. 8 times 3 is 24, 4 times 6 is 24, so our proportion is correct. So note our bold boxed sentence there. Equal fractions have equal cross products. That's going to be very important to remember. So example 1, using cross products to determine if 3/5 and 4/7 are equal. So check out our problem there. And we've multiplied 3 times 7 and 4 times 5. 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 5 is 20. The cross products are not equal, therefore the fractions are not equal. So we could not accurately say that 3 is to 5 as 4 is to 7. It's not a proportion. So in order to set up that problem, we could do a greater than sign for 3/5 because 3/5 is greater than 4/7. And cross products don't work by magic. When we find the cross products of two fractions, we're simply renaming the fractions with common denominators. The common denominator is the product of the two denominators, and it's usually not written. So look again at the fractions that we compared, 3/5 and 4/7. The denominators are 5 and 7. If we multiply 3/5 by 7 over 7, and we multiply 4/5 by 5 over 5, we form two fractions that have common denominators. So this is yet another way of comparing it. When we multiply 3/5 times 7 over 7, we get 21 over 35. When we multiply 4/7 times 5 over 5, we get 20 over 35. It's another way of comparing them and seeing which fraction is greater than the other. And I believe we've done that before as well. And you can notice there that the numerators of our renamed fractions are 21 and 20, our cross multiplication answers. So when we compare the cross products, we're actually comparing the numerators of our renamed fractions. So it's just another way of how it works there. Example 2, we're looking at, do these ratios form a proportion? We have 8 to 12 and we have 12 to 18. So we're trying to see if it's true that 8 is to 12 as 12 is to 18. So they've cross multiplied on the next page, 8 times 18 and 12 times 12. 8 times 18 is 144, 12 times 12 is 144. The cross products equal each other, so the ratios form a correct proportion. Right, so let's look at one of the practice problems. 6 to 9 and 7 to 11. So we are trying to figure out if 6 is to 9 as 7 is to 11. So 6 over 9, we won't put the equal sign just yet, 7 over 11. We're going to cross multiply. 11 times 6 is 66. 9 times 7 is, oh no, I'm blanking. 9 times 7 is 63. So our answer to whether or not these form a proportion is no. 6 and 6 and 63 are not equal. So now let's look at using cross products to complete proportions. So we have a proportion to complete there. Since equivalent ratios have equal cross products, we may use cross products to find a missing term in a proportion. By cross multiplying, we form an equation. Then we solve the equation to find the missing term of the proportion. So we have the proportion, 6 is to 9 as 10 is to m. The cross products of the proportion are going to be equal. So we're going to do our crisscross multiplication here. Oops, my board's getting a little dirty. So if we have 6 over 9 and we have 10 over m, we're going to crisscross multiply, and this is going to give us 6m equals 90. So remember that when we multiply a letter and a number together, we pair them side by side. This indicates our multiplication. And then 9 times 10 equals 90. So 6m equals 90 is our equation. And then we simply have to solve. So remember that to solve these equations, we're going to divide each side by 6 to isolate m by itself. So in this way, we will put 6m over 6, 90 over 6. We divide 6m by 6. You can simply cross that out, leave m by itself. Divide 90 by 6. And our answer is 15. So therefore, m equals 15. And that is what we're going to do to solve our proportions for our missing terms in cross multiplication. We've got another example there, but let's jump into one of our practice problems. Let's look at letter C. So we have 6 is to 10 as 9 is to x. So again, we're going to crisscross multiply. 6 times x gives us 6x. And this is going to equal 10 times 9, which is 90. Divide 6x by 6. Divide 90 by 6, and similar to our other problem, take away the 6, so then x equals 90 divided by 6, which is 15. So the missing term there is 15, so we could change our proportion to say that 6 is to 10 as 9 is to 15. And if you want to double check, you can crisscross multiply again. Multiply 15 times 6, multiply 10 times 9, 6 times 15 is 90, 10 times 9 is 90. And we can be assured that our equation is correct. Our cross multiplication gets the same answer. And that is that. So make sure that you finish your problems, practice problems, and do your homework. And as always, let me know if you have any questions over this lesson. Have a great day.